Students, I am Dr. Jalja Nair, Assistant Professor of English. Today I am going to take up the chapter, The Heritage of Indian Art. The chapter deals with the different art forms of India and how it is related to the life of the people of the country. The art in India was never dissociated with other aspects of life. That means it has been very closely associated with the life of the people. The various forms of art are like the myriad petals of a single flower. Now in this chapter, the cultural heritage of India, the author has discussed how the inner landscape of man along with his outer landscape and how they are related. It has many different colors which are combined with the colors like the colors of a rainbow. Many tribes and races merged with the other races that were already present here. Thus, multiple races, languages, religious philosophies and artistic expressions have merged into one. They are all held together like the planets of an orbit. The Indian art, particularly poetry, architecture, painting, music and dance, reflects the visions and ideals of the race. Two paradigms have been discussed for comprehending the physical phenomena, the rhythms of universe and the mind and the spirit of man as one ecological system. The first was the paradigm of human body, which is made up of different systems, the digestive, the circulatory, the nervous, and each dependent upon each other. The second is the paradigm of chariot wheel with a center, a hub, spokes and a circumference. The center was the symbol of the life, of the reflection of the individual, introspection, nirvana, and the spokes and the area between the different radii was the life of action comprising desire, pleasure, prosperity, knowledge and conduct, which are all harnessed. As in other civilizations of the world, the awareness of outer space and consciousness of inner landscape of man are interrelated. Rig Veda says, truth is one, but its expressions are many. According to Katha Upanishad, the body of man is the charioteer and the chariot wheel. The soul is riding in the chariot. The intellect of man is the chariot driver and the mind is the rein. Along with it, the senses are the horses. Now, apart from Indian poetry, we come to Indian architecture. The author has mentioned that Indian architecture, whether it is in the form of stupas or temples or mosques or the city plan, embodies the worldview. The different monuments, the temples of North, South, East and Western India reflects the visions and ideals of the different races in India. Like the Indian architecture, the Indian sculpture also demonstrates the vision of wholeness through a method of impersonalization. Indian figurative art is not the portraiture of the specific. The famous image of Shiva in Elephanta called Trimurti is Sadashiva, is Shiv as Sadashiva, as Parvati and as Aghora. So these are the different examples of how art or architecture that has been portrayed in the Indian culture displays. Like Indian architecture, sculpture and Indian painting also manifest the theories of the infinite unity in the form of impersonalization. There are many schools of paintings ranging from Ajanta to Sita Nawasal and Islamic geometrical designs. Apart from Indian architecture, the author has also mentioned the influence of Indian art. Indian art form like Indian dance. Indian dance also provides a concrete manifestation of the inner state and vision. The dance, like poetry, music, and sculpture, seeks to communicate the universal emotions through human medium. Dance portrays literature, and what dance interprets is motion, is interpreted by music in sound. So this is how the author has discussed the different forms of art in India and how it has an effect on the cultural heritage of India. Students, after reading the chapter, now I'd like you to concentrate on the questions that has been given at the back of the lesson. And all these, as you all know, that all these questions have to be answered in single sentence. So we come to the first question. I would also like you to take out your copies if you want to note the answers. In what does the cultural heritage of India lie? This is the first question. In what does the cultural heritage of India lie? The answer will be, the cultural heritage of India lies in the recognition. The cultural heritage of India lies in its recognition of sustaining an inner landscape of man, which is the center, and the recognition that it expresses itself in an outer landscape of man. I would repeat the answer. The cultural heritage of India lies in its recognition of sustaining an inner landscape of man, which is the center and the recognition that it expresses itself in an outer landscape of man. The next question is, time is one but its expressions many. Tell the source from which this quotation has been extracted. I will repeat the question and you write the answer. Time is one but its expressions many. This quotation has been extracted from Rig Veda. This quotation has been extracted from Rig Veda. I will come to the third question. What did Katha Upanishad speak about the body of man? The answer will be, the Katha Upanishad spoke of the body of man as the charioteer and the chariot wheel. The Katha Upanishad spoke about the body of man as the charioteer and the chariot wheel. Now the next question is Indian figurative art portraiture of the specific? The answer will be no. No, the Indian figurative art is not the portraiture of the specific. Next question. What is the significance of Trimurti in Elephanta? The answer will be, the significance of Trimurti in Elephanta is that it is made up of Shiva as Sadashiva, as Parvati, and as Aghora. I repeat, the significance of Trimurti in Elephanta is that it is made up of Sadashiva, as Parvati, and as Aghora. Now, last question. How does Indian dance provide manifestation of inner state and vision? The answer will be, the Indian dance provide manifestation of the inner state and vision through a complete language of movement. The Indian dance provide manifestation of the inner state and vision through a complete language of movement. So that completes the question answers, and the next section will come to the statements, find out whether they are true or false. The first one is, whosoever came to India fell into its pattern. The statement is true. The body of man was the microcosm representing a macrocosm. Again, this statement is true. Third is, impersonality and intensity are the twin paradoxical demands of Indian art, which is life-bound and beyond it. This statement again is true. Now the fourth one, sculpture manifests India's vision of wholeness through a method of impersonation. This statement is again true. Now the last one, the Indian painting is impersonal in essence. Again, this statement is true. Now we'll come to the next section, that is vocabulary, in which some words have been given and you have to give the meaning and use those words in the sentences of your own. So I'll just tell you the meaning of the words given. The first word is heritage. It means tradition. Next word is evoke. The meaning of evoke is to produce. Third word is microcosm. It means the world in miniature. Next word is macrocosm. It means the universe, the whole world. Next word is juxtapose. It means to compare or contrast. Harness. Harness means to control. Next word is cyclic. Cyclic means periodic. The next word is benign. Benign means kind or gentle. Next word is concentric. It means having a common center. And the last word is cosmos. Cosmos means the whole universe or world. So thus I come to the last part of this video, and here I thank you all for listening to my